leading a doubleheader sweep in the Bronx, and why Shohei and the Dodgers suffered a loss in a win.
Gary Streisky, Remington Scott, so good to have you back.
Remington Scott.
So good to have you back.
Guillermo Streisky.
I missed you.
Fighting words. Hey, Los Angeles? Question mark? Not really. Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves looking to go up 3-1 on the Lakers. We're in the land of 10,000 lakes, and this was a tight game late. Down by 1 is Los Angeles, and Dante DiVincenzo attacks the rim. It's 111-107 after the free throw. I got Luka Doncic to Austin Reeves. My God.
That'll work.
That's Austin's music. Makes it just a 1-point game, and then Julius Randle to DiVincenzo. LeBron gets up and gets it. Swatted it. It starts a fast break. We're swinging the ball around. We're 3-hunting. Eventually, Dorian Finney-Smith. Yes. Only 6 points. Half of them there. What a block by LeBron. He got that thing right at its apex. The Lakers were up 2. I say were because it's gone. Jaden McDaniels, nicknames, Big Mac, Slim, Seatbelt. He had 16 points. No, seriously, Seatbelt. And then what happens here? Ball goes out of bounds. Looks like it's off of Anthony Edwards. He wants a review. He says, I was fouled. They call a timeout. We're going to take an extra look. It's overturned. It's not a turnover. It is a foul. Ant would make both free throws. He had 43 points. Second in franchise history to only himself last year against Denver when he had 44. Last chance for the Lakers, down 3. There's got to be a 3. Austin Reeves, no. And that is how Los Angeles goes down 3-1, 116-113 after the loss. LeBron speaking on that foul.
I mean, that play happens all the time. You know, hand is part of the ball. That's what they say. And, I feel like the hand was a part of that ball. I was able to get his hand on top of the ball stripped down and out on him. So I've seen that play over and over before, but it is what it is.
You're watching this game, you're like, man, the Lakers look a step slow. They look a little tired. Well, it's because J.J. Redick didn't have a single substitution in the second half. Same 5 guys played all 24 minutes. Gary, is this a fast food chain? Is this a fast food burger chain? Because the Lakers went 5 guys the entire second half.
I don't got the money for that.
First time this century a team has played only 5 players for an entire half of a playoff game. Good to get a couple minutes with our ESPN NBA analyst, Alan Hahn. And how about it, Hahn? Anthony Edwards, 43 points in Game 4 after dominating at the end of Game 3. What has Ant proven over the last 2 games?
Well, over the last 2 games, he's proven he's the best player in the series. He's been proving something over the last few games. Let me straighten out my tie, by the way. I apologize to come on this show the way you men dress and have a tie that's a little crooked. But listen, he has proven the best player in this series. There's no question about it. They are attacking Luka, and he's got a smile on his face while he's doing it. But let's not be surprised by this. He's putting some pelts on his wall for a young man that's just 23 years old, not going to turn 24 till next season. When you think about how he's knocked out Kevin Durant in the playoffs, he's knocked out Nikola Jokic in the playoffs, and does he have a LeBron James pelt waiting to tack that up on the wall? And also Luka, who knocked him out last year, trying to get some revenge. So the way Anthony Edwards is playing in this series is as if he's on his own little personal revenge tour.
The tie looks tremendous. Quickly, what chance do you give the Lakers to come back from down 3-1?
Well, it's 0% chance just because 3-1 is tough. And I know LeBron's done it, but we're talking about a different situation when he did it back in with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. And it's not to say that they can't, of course, because they still have 2 stars, but it's about the others on the Lakers right now and the lack of depth. And J.J. Redick certainly showed you that by his trust in the players that he played the entire second half, as you guys just mentioned. 5 players he trusts. The other guys, not so much.
Lakers looking to avoid elimination Wednesday night in L.A. Alan Hahn, thank you. Gary?
We're going to remain Hansome in just a moment after he watches this highlight. Knicks, Pistons, Game 4 in Detroit. Jalen Brunson in New York found themselves in a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter, but JB, he's turning one on late in this game, as he generally does. Spike Lee, he travels. Knicks down 3, 4 minutes to go. Jalen Brunson sidestep, got it. And that is how you delete in the postseason. He had 32. Knicks tie it at 84. Cade Cunningham, 3 minutes to go. Mid-range jumper, anything but. For the Cadillac, second player in Pistons history with a playoff triple-double. Isaiah Thomas did it twice. And then you got El Cato Grande, turnaround baseline jumper. Tibbs said he shoots like a guard and he has unlimited range. Prove it. Okay. 45 seconds to go, hits the triple to give the Knicks. Upon further review, they said, well, we got it wrong. Josh Hart did make a little bit too much contact. We should have blown the whistle. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. They didn't. Knicks win game 4. They have a 3-1 lead in this series. As promised, Hansom's back. Listen, you know this team just about more than anybody as you cover them, of course, on TV. What was your reaction to the end of the game as you're watching this play out live?
Well, of course it should have been a foul, but this is the series that the Pistons and J.B. Bickerstaff seem to have wanted. This is all they were talking about, is the lack of whistles, and that their team can play through that they were built to do things like that that's what they wanted. So to not get a call like that late in the game is kind of, I don't know, ironic, is it not? Because this is, look, watch while he leans in right there a little bit. Now, again, this has been a series where nothing makes sense, where the officiating has been so inconsistent from one to another. There's been a lot of pushing and shoving on screens. On the rebound attempt, there was a foul as well. So it's almost like pick the foul you want to call. Should it have been called? Of course. It was a game-changing, game-winning, potentially, shot that he was taking there. They didn't get it, and that's how this series has been, unfortunately.
Okay, a little be careful what you ask for situation. Game 5, Tuesday. Outside of the end of that game, Alan, what was your biggest takeaway from Game 4?
That anybody who said, and I think I talked to you about this last week, anybody that said that Cade Cunningham was the best player in this series needs to have their microphone revoked. I just talked to Chris Canty, who is doing, of course, the national radio show on Sportsmanlike, and he said he apologized to me. He walked up to me, I want to apologize to you for saying that. He was one that said it. Jalen Brunson is the clutch player of the year in the NBA for a reason, but he's also averaging just a shade under 31 points a game in the playoffs as a Knick in over 30 games. You have to recognize what this guy does. And let's not forget that earlier in this game, he went down with an ankle injury that had everybody in New York gasping because they thought, oh my God, they just lost their best player. Then he comes back out and all he does is dominate the fourth quarter, make all the winning plays like he always has done this season in his 3 years with the Knicks. And he, of course, proved once again he is the best player in this series.
And he's doing it on an empty tank night in and night out. 40 minutes every single night, was 50% from the field. Alan, I agree with you. I can't believe Randy Scott said that as well about Cade Cunningham being the best player in the series. Thanks,
Get him, Gary. You got it, boys.
Somebody come get the knife out of my back. Hey, listen. Meanwhile in Milwaukee, the Bucks circling the drain in their series with the Pacers. And an injury to Dame Lillard is not going to help that. He went down in the first quarter, grabbing his left leg. He'll undergo an MRI today to determine the severity of the injury, which is looking like it could be his Achilles. Doc Rivers offering this postgame.
This is a tough one, honestly. Blood clot, followed by this. It's just tough. I've seen injuries like deflate teams, but tonight, that one hurt.
You can see Doc kind of smack himself there in frustration. Add insult to literal injury here. Bucks Game 4 loss, the second largest home playoff loss in franchise history. And Milwaukee has never overcome a 3-1 series deficit in 12 tries. Meanwhile, the Pacers have never blown a 3-1 series lead in 8 tries. All right, the 2018 Stanley Cup